What's going on, guys? It is Killadrone and welcome back to some more Ark Extinction. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be covering how to get Element the fastest way. And we are starting right now. Okay, so there are a couple of things that you're going to need for this. First off, you're going to want a high-level Argentavis. I have Doug here that's going to assist us today. How are you doing today, Doug? Nice, awesome. And we also need a high-level Doedicurus. The higher the level, the better in this case, because this guy is what we're going to be using to break everything down. Now, basically the way that the Doedicurus works is the higher the melee damage stat, the more dust that you're going to get. Now, I'm playing on a server here that has 5 times rates, so just keep that in mind. But this is going to be the fastest way to get element dust in the game without having to defend anything in order to get the element. So they do have these big spots out in the desert in which you can go out into the wasteland area and you can defend an area, and then there are these huge element deposits that you can mine up with your Doedad. Now, you can do that, but it takes a while to defend areas and stuff like that. And I don't think that that's as effective as the methods that I'm going to show you here. So the first method that we're going to do is you're going to take your Argentavis and your Doedad, and you're going to come to this spot here with all of these benches around. And I will show you on the map exactly where we're at. We're right here at the right side of the triangle or the diamond that's kind of in the middle of the map. We're in the sanctuary. This is a spawn point as well whenever you first spawn into the game. So some of you guys may be familiar with this area. But what you're going to do is you're going to hop on the back of your Doedicurus and you're going to break everything that is around here that is element related. So you're going to break the street posts that are right here. You're going to break the benches because that also gives element dust. And that is essentially what you're going to do. Now, we have 5 times rates on here, but as you can see, we got 651 element dust from one swing of our tail and a ton of other stuff. So it's an extremely good way to get element dust just by going to this. But this is not the only location. There are actually several of these locations around the map that you can do very quickly if you have an Argentavis. And I think I'm going to fall off. Nope, we're good. But yeah, if you have an Argentavis, you can go around to these very quickly. You don't have to defend anything. You don't have to waste your time with all that. You just pick up your Doedad, get on the back of your Argentavis, and go to town collecting all these. So let's go ahead and let's go to the next location. So I'm still here at the first location, and one of the problems that you may run into while you're collecting all of this stuff is you're going to become overweight very quickly. So what you're going to want to do, all of the crystal and all of the scrap metal, you can just get rid of. There are much easier ways to get that if you need it. But basically what we're going to focus on here is just element dust. So you can throw everything else out of your inventory. Really, all you're concerned with is the element dust itself. Now, you still may run out of space because, like I said, all of this stuff is very heavy, and you're going to be getting a ton of it. So you may have to do a couple of trips in order to get all of these spots hit, but it is the fastest way to get element dust in the game that I found so far. So just drop all of this junk out of your inventory, and you might have to use your inventory, your Argent's inventory, as well as your Doedicurus' inventory in order to get all of this stuff done. I'm actually going to increase my guy's weight here in order to try and get all of these spots done in one video. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish up these last few benches, and I'll bring you back to the next location. Alright, ladies and gents, so we are at the second location, and I just want to cover one other thing. You do not have to use an Argent in order to do this. You can use the new cryopods and then get a mana or something like that in order to get to these locations quickly. However, there is an issue if you're wanting to go from the first location that I showed you to this location immediately. In order to use the cryopods, you have to have the sickness go away before you can use the cryopods again. So you don't really want to use those if you don't have to, if you're going from one location to this location. Now, if you're going from that location back to your base and then you're going to hang out there for a bit, maybe craft some of the enforcers up and then come to this location, then you might want to consider using the cryopod so you can use the mana to get around a little bit quicker. But That's just something I wanted to throw in here. This is the second location that we are at now. You're going to drop down your dodeck, and you're just going to break all of these tables that are around here. Now, we are in pretty close to the center of the map. I guess we're kind of to the right side still. We're very close to where the other area was, which was right over there. And I'm just going to do a flyover. We are inside of this big circular dome. And as far as I know, this is the only area of the map that looks quite like this. I haven't seen another structure that looks like this, but it's right near the fountain and all of the globes and stuff like that. There's multiple globes on the map, but just so you guys got a little flyover so you know where we're at. And right over here on the left side, in this corner, there are a ton of tables. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your doedicurus, and you're just going to break all of these tables down. Once again, just clear them all out, and you should get a ton of element dust. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to break that. As you see, 626 element dust. Now, once again, I'm using a 5-time server here, so on official servers, it's going to be this divided by 5, so you're going to get, I don't know, somewhere around 150. I don't know, I didn't actually do the math here, but that's about what you're going to get, somewhere around 150 of the element dust per swing here, so it's very, very quick, especially to hit both of these areas. It's much faster than doing the base defense and all of that you have to do with the I guess, element fissures. I'm not really sure what those things are called, to be honest with you, but basically the big purple stuff that pops out into the wasteland, it's a whole lot easier to do this. So anyway, once again, you don't really need to worry about the scrap metal unless you just want it. Then you're gonna have to make multiple trips though. So just drop all of the scrap metal and stuff. Just keep all the element dust. You can get metal and things like that a whole lot easier than keeping all of this scrap metal and stuff like that though. I would really only break these tables for the element dust. All the other materials you can get in other ways. So that's just my 2 cents though. If you want to keep it all, go ahead. You're just going to have to make more than one trip. But there you go. That is all of the tables cleared out. And as you can see, we have a ton of element dust to play around with here. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to head back to the base and we will wrap up the video there. One last thing that I want to mention, all of the things that I just showed you that I broke in this video are renewable. So these things will respawn back and you can go back and break the benches and break the tables multiple times per day. From my calculations on this world, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes for them all to respawn. So if you want to, in the meantime, go and do one of the big purple spikes in the wasteland, that'll be just enough time for you to go back and do this run again. I mean, I don't think you're going to need that much element dust, but I mean, if you do, for whatever reason, you can go and do one of those purple spikes in the desert and then come back, and they should all be respawned for you to do this over again. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna show you guys how much element dust we have here. Let me go ahead, let me get it into a storage bin, and then I will bring you guys back. Alright, ladies and gents, so this is how much element dust we collected in just about 5 minutes worth of work. On my server, it ended up being around 19,000, and doing the math on an official server, you should get somewhere around 3,900, about 4,000 for 5 minutes worth of work here collecting all this dust. So 4,000 element dust in about 5 minutes. That is absolutely insane. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to leave it a like. If you have any other locations that people should check out that you guys have found with more benches or tables, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. Help us out as a community. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. You guys have a great day.